Good morning. It's Lions Talk with Smokin Jeremy B. Day 4 this week. There isn't a lot of news out there. I've seen a couple opinion pieces. It is what it is, but it is an Ask a Host Day. So come up with topics, throw them in the chat. I'll see them there. I don't even care if it says Facebook user because I just got the page and my profile back running on StreamYard. So that's a great thing. Able to reach more people. I have a lot more Lions fans watching everywhere. But if you go to the YouTube side, I will always see what you type. Also on Twitter. So please put it in the chat. What do you want to know? That's what I do. Sorry for the late morning notification, everybody. I woke up late myself. Had to get rolling. But when I looked, there was really no Lions. Just a couple of opinions. Opinions are like buttholes. Everybody has one, and usually they stink. Let's get the show up.
Show us here locally in the community. Make sure y'all go check out Meat Cat Bodies by Jeremy Smokkin.
Good morning once again. Here we go, ready to talk a little Lions talk, looking for people to throw whatever they want to talk about in the chat. There isn't a lot of news out there. There's a couple opinion pieces. It is what it is. Pride of Detroit, they're right 20% of the time. Adam Schefter's right 95% of the time. Jeff Risdon is right a lot. Tim Twentyman's right a lot. What do you want to talk about, people? It's going to be a very short show with no fan interaction. Currently sitting at 421.7 subscribers on YouTube, 645 for the Villain Squad Network. Going on to some great Lions pages, including my own podcast page, which I just started. Just looking for people to talk. So we got 5 active wide receivers on the roster. We got one of the UDFAs that we gave a lot of guaranteed money to out of his contract. So I think we're pretty much set. I don't think we're adding anybody. I know if people say, yo, let's trade for Traylon Burks. I'm not big on him. I think he's Kenny Galladay, but younger. First round pick that's amounted to nothing as much as Kenny Galladay. He had nothing after and showed why he was not worth the whole 19 million the Giants paid. Man, none of the regulars are out here. This is crazy. Hey, Davy. Yes, JB, FTP all day. Good to see you, brother. I was beginning to think I was going to have to shut down early. Nobody wanted to talk. Nobody wants to talk Lions today. I know it's boring, this stretch of the NFL when there's no news till after the rookie camp's done, when we get the opinions of everybody who's there. So, Davey, what do you want to know? What do you want to talk about? What questions do you want to ask? Because we're what, a top five offense and a middling defense. So it's week one. Who you got projected as starters for our secondary? Right now, I think it's going to be Amik Robertson and on Arnold. I believe the middle's going to be patrolled by Carlton Davis III and Ennis Rakestraw. I think those will be our top guys unless Mosley comes back 100%. If Mosley comes back 100%, we will probably uh, Mosley comes back 100%. That may throw a monkey wrench in it because then we'll have a battle. Damn, Facebook or YouTube didn't notify me. Good to see you, Ricky. Paul Jones in the chat. Is Paul Jones. Glad to see everybody showing up. I don't know what's going on with the notifications, but I'm live. I'm here. I'll always be here 11 a.m. guys. Don't If you don't get a notification, just show up. Might be because I woke up. Paul who? Paul Jones. Yes. So secondary. Yeah, I think that's it. I think those four are our starters unless Mosley's healthy, and that might throw a monkey wrench in it. But how crazy is that? If Mosley's healthy and fully ready to go, we could have him at the one, Amik Robertson or on Arnold, whoever wins that camp battle, at two. And then the other one there, and Carlton Davis and Rennis Rakestraw fighting for the dime position. Isn't that a great problem to have? Blowing leads in the ninth. Let's start putting up some crooked numbers in the first four innings. This is the biggest thing I see. But hitting is down across the league. I'll talk a little baseball for a minute here. And it's Branch and Kirby at the safeties. But we need some crooked numbers early and some run support for our starters, or we're going to lose a lot of games late. Because this starting to hit in the sixth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth is getting old. One run here, one run there. You know, we might have 2-1 at the end of four innings and then lose it 7-2. And then again be down 5-0 and come back and win 7-5 in the last four innings, and it's getting ridiculous. But overall, the league average pitchers are doing their jobs very well this year, and you might see them lower the mound again. I've been saying Torkelson's need to be regulated back down to AAA for a minute and get worked up by whatever that batting coach that helped him there, because he's not looking good. Last year he had 31 jacks. By now, they should have about he should have about four home runs by now. we needed to add a bat. And right now, I understand the kid is hitting the ball well, but he doesn't hit for power. That third baseman we signed, instead of ponying up and giving up the money for Matt Chapman, looks like a big mistake. Scott Harris had him here, met with him, and let him walk out the building without a contract. And he's out there raking the ball for San Francisco. Don't like it. Bad look. Because if he was in that lineup, and yeah, he's still sitting at 0 home runs. He's hit a double and a bunch of singles, and that's about it. And his batting average is down around the Mendoza line, I believe. I think he's like at that 210. But the league average across baseball is 230 right now. So if you think about it, as a team, we're hitting 214. We're not hitting that much worse than the league average. Smoking dad. Morning, kiddo. Yep, send Torque down for a minute would probably help him. I don't think benching him is enough. I think they need to send him down. Our starting pitching rotation, granted at the back end it's a little weak, but overall, if they had run support, would be better. Yeah, Wentz is a nice surprise. But yeah, the secondary, I think it's going to be either Mosley or Amik at the one, Arnold or Amik at the two. I don't think Carlton Davis has a chance to beat out Arnold. Arnold is the better tackler. He's the better zone defender. He's the more all around corner. And he runs faster than his 40 time. He's not slow. Yeah, the DB room is stacked. And then you got Branch and Kirby at the safety starting. Yeah, Raiders flipping a coin between Bowers and Arnold is silly drafting. It is, but it isn't. They were their 1A, 1B. And I get it, but flipping a coin to decide between them, I would have looked at it as, what do we need more? Another tight end? But with the new hip drop rule, tight ends are going to feast. Go Lions all day, long day. Yes, sir. Good to see you, Eric, Ricky, Paul Jones, Ricky, um, Fruity Fred, Detroit fan man. So that's my guess right now. The way too early prediction for the starting at the safety room. I think our two starting linebackers are still going to be Jack Campbell and Anzalone. They drafted Michael Mayer right after we drafted Laporta. Yes, the kid out of Notre Dame. Yep, Packers admitted it, let it leak that they wanted the player that when we traded up. Yes, he was their target number one. Jordan Morgan was their two. But at the same time, there was better tackles on the board than Jordan Morgan. Jordan Morgan just has more physical attributes, but he does have an injury history. He blew out his ACL in 2022, but played all of 2023. I'm not saying Jordan Morgan is a bad tackle. I just think they took him a little too early. That's just my opinion. And we all know my opinion. It it isn't always perfect. Oh, that's right. I remember my uncle being so mad we took Laporta over Mayer. I need to ask him if he's still mad. Thanks for reminding me. um, Mayer is the bigger blocker of the two. I'm going to say that right now. He's a hell of a blocker in the run game. Sam Laporta is good, but Mayer is great, but he's not as good of a receiving tight end. Sam Laporta was the better receiving weapon the whole time. And when you watch the game film and what he did with Iowa, and he was that offense that year, he was the better tight end as far as the receiver. And yes, I decided it's a fuck your feelings Thursday because there's no news. What the hell? Dwayne Keene made it. Yes, sir. Good to see you, sir. Good morning to you. Traquan Smith, not so much. I want to see what Antoine Green does this season. He should be developed. He should be better. He also looks like he worked out this offseason in some pictures I've seen. He got a little more jacked. He put on about 7 to 8 pounds, which is going to make him about 211 to 215. Imodium AD. Let's go, Detroit Lions won pride. Kings of the North Division Championship title. Yes, sir. FTP. That's right. A second year in a row, we traded up. This time not with the Packers, but just ahead of them to take the guy they wanted. It threw me off not seeing you on Villain Squad this morning. Glad I found you. I could have swore I put that in there. I must have missed it. That's my bad. I saw some tape of Manu. That man is a giant. Jesus Lord. Yes, he is. He is a huge mountain of a man. And he moves mountains. Notify. Huh. I must have missed it when I was setting it up. That's my bad. I apologize. I'll share it into there. That way people can check on it later. But I'm glad that you guys are here. You guys are the reason I do this. Good morning, JB, and a pride of Lions cats. That's a cool one. We're all cool Lions cats here. Our future's so bright we should be wearing shades, brothers. That's all I got to say. Y'all remember that one hit wonder? Gotta wear shades? Yeah, slow news day other than Allen Robinson. He got signed to the New York Giants. He'll be the best wash up the receiver on the Giants roster. Pepto Bismol. The only thing I didn't like about Pepto Bismol with the bubble guts is if I had to puke, I did. Ugh, I hate puke. But I think that Williams that we signed. No, that's I wear my sunglasses at night was the Corey Hart song. And you know, they're the reason we're here. If it wasn't for football stock talk, I'd still be here. I just enjoy your show. I appreciate that. I do it for the fans. I love talking football. I'll talk any sport really if I know anything about it. If I don't know anything, guess what? I'll tell you I don't know anything. I think our mid relievers are decent this year. They do lack a little when they go longer than 2 innings. But I love our new closer. I mean, he is lights out when he's on, but he's inconsistent. He's either dead on or dead off. Nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea. Me love football, drunk. Yeah. I thought that was great when Nikki Glazer roasted Tom Brady about the 30 million he lost in that fraudulent crypto, the FTX scam. And he goes, even Grok says, me know that not real money. It's so hard not to love Andrew Chafin. I wanted his City Connect jersey, but I could only find Riley or Torque available. I'd go with Riley at this point. I'm not trying to be a homer. And Julian Edelman, man, the way he roasted Bill Belichick, he goes, "I've waited so long to do this. Coach, you asshole. Remember when you said the kids at Foxborough High School could run that play better than we did? Well, now that's your only job offer." Oh, you got Tariq Skubal? That's cool. I like Skubal. I think he's going to be an ace for years. Casey Mize is looking pretty amazing, really. And Reese Olson is playing great too. He had a great outing. I didn't like how we pulled him after 89 pitches because his previous three starts in April, he had 100 pitches, 95 pitches, and 95 pitches. So I think they pulled him a little early, and that was just because the run support wasn't there. But I would have liked to have seen him go one more inning. I understand the pitch counts and everything else, but let him get to 100. I always thought Kirby Joseph was great, but saw he was rated poor. Kirby Joseph is only as good as who's next to him. You gotta remember he had CJGJ and Tracy Walker who were both inconsistent at doing what he does, and we used him differently than we did his rookie year. In his rookie year, we used him a lot at single high safety, playing middle zone, where all he had to do is watch the quarterback eyes and jump routes. This year, we tried to put him either in a two man or a two cover zone, and he didn't look as comfortable doing it because he didn't trust who was next to him. So I think Kirby's going to have a better year with Branch next to him because I think Branch, being the better tackler of the two, is going to be the one that they have bringing into the box and put Kirby back at single high safety while everybody else runs man. And a good D line. We keep saying a good D line, but we actually doubled our pressures from the year before and had 10 more sacks than we had the previous year. So at the same time, the D line played better, but the fact that it was only 10 sacks better with double the pressure rate, um, it didn't equate. He's being put back to safety, is what I'm hearing. I think if he is going to end up our in the box safety, all that and 12-5, no question we will be better. If DJ Reader is healthy, and I'm going to say that as the biggest quotation mark if of the season. If he's healthy to start the season and able to go right away, I expect a lot more out of a Lee McNeil and the cast of players around on the D line because he's a space eater that takes on double teams and creates pressure by bull rushing double teams into quarterback. So if that's happening and he's taking a double team and Aleem isn't double team, but Kirby is the better in air ball defender. And that's why they're going to leave him starting at one safety other. In the box safety, what does that mean? We run that 4-2-5. We run five defensive backs. Sometimes we only run two corners and three safeties. The one that's in the box lined up like a Sam linebacker, um, that's your Viper safety or in the box safety. He's mostly a pass rusher or he drops back in middle coverage like you would normally have a middle linebacker do if you're blitzing your middle linebackers. That way he covers the slot receivers and the tight end better in a zone coverage. In the box is up with the front seven. That's what it means. We put Kirby into the box a lot last year, which hindered him a lot in coverages. He's not that guy. Granted, he does good tackling, and his tackle is he was ahead of the curve for getting ahead of the hip drop tackle. Yes, his responsibility is the quick reads, drags, and slants, right, JB? Yes, if he's not blitzing, that's his responsibility. Absolutely. And also the mid in. Everybody forgets about that route where they just turn in and run straight across the field. I'm not talking about a slant, it's just a crossing route. There's your mid out where you run to the sticks and you go out and then you just sit and wait for the ball if somebody's not covering you. But the mid in, that's where you run past where the linebackers are, about 5 to 7 yards out. Your linebackers and your outside corners are supposed to cover the quick outs, and your viper safety or your middle linebacker, depending on who's in that zone at the time, covers the slants in the mid ends in the drag route. Yep, mid gets you right behind the zones too. And also, if your guy that runs the slant, let's say you can't hit him early, like a lot of quarterbacks like to do in that first 3 to 5 yards, where they get and they just make the cut. They like to hit them right here. If that's not open, you wait for him to get past the linebackers. And normally, if there's not a dime back or a viper safety out there, as soon as they get past the linebackers, they're wide open and they don't have to hit anybody. First time caller, long time friend. Why kneecap biting? I would go for the thigh, dark meaty part. Good luck on your diet. Love you, Doug. That is Dallas Kelly, one of the best Cowboys fans I know. Great friend. Get to know him. He's a good guy. Love seeing you here, Dallas. Also, the owner of Kelly's Pool Hall, sponsor of pool players everywhere. Oh man. Oh, the draft was such an amazing experience. Being here talking with you fans is always a good experience, and it's the reason why I do it. Yep, I they have Jared Verse at one. I think Quinyon Mitchell was second or third. Arnold is fifth. I think they had another guy that the Rams drafted, Braden Fiskey, in there too. Reeder, Davenport, Arnold, Rakestraw, Robertson, Mosley, Davis have to make us a lot better. Yes. He got to be an incredible person, considered to be a great guy while still being a Cowboys fan. Props to that guy. He is a great person. 100%. I'm better knowing him than not. Uh, I can't say enough about how good of a guy he is. Dad leaves your show to mow the lawn. Typical. Hey, it's got to be done. We had a lot of rain recently, and it's growing good. Uh, as a former True Green guy that used to do that stuff, I've read the piece. It came from Jeremy Reisman. Um, I already know about it, and I'll talk about it tomorrow night on the fan cave chat. I don't. Dave Burkett copied it from Jeremy Reisman. Jeremy Reisman wrote it first. Just to let you know, Ricky. I've known about that article since 10 a.m. If it gets done, it gets done. I'm saying they're waiting because we got that Cam Sutton anchor of a contract, whether it's voided or not. That's where I'm going to go with it. It didn't come from Tim Twentyman. It didn't come from Jeff Risdon. And it didn't come out of Allen Park. I don't think it's clickbait. Holmes has said that 8 different times. Yes, that's why we are constrained a lot in free agency. Until that's done, that could be a $20 million dead hit. Roshni Gurjar, I don't think any of us want to talk to you. Done. I'm not saying it's clickbait. Um, but that Cam Sutton contract has a lot to do why other lesser extensions haven't been done on the team, nor has the other extension that's considered one of the biggest. Uh, that means after we sign our rookies, because remember we spent more money moving up to get Arnold. That 5 more spots is another 1.5 million. So that 1.5 million turns that 8.5 million of rookie cap into almost 10. And we're sitting at 26 million, which leaves 16. 12.5 plus 7.5. We may have to restructure somebody just to keep from losing a 7th or a 6th round draft pick later on before the season starts. That's where it's at. I go 100% by the numbers. We all know this. And I've been very good about calling what I've seen and what I'm saying about this stuff. If Cam Sutton's contract gets voided, then you might see an extension with Goff. And that's the only way I think one gets done this offseason. I don't hear anyone talk about it but us. Maybe it's a non-factor. Um, if it was already done, he wouldn't be listed on all of the major uh, salary cap tracking sites. Well, Quinyon Mitchell play against difficult teams. It seems that Arnold was a play. Um, we said the same thing about Sauce Gardner. You guys all poo-pooed about Sauce Gardner that year when he came out of the mat playing for Cincinnati. Um, he's got similar stats, so I'm not gonna knock what division he plays in. I'm gonna say the caliber of player and the stats that were put up against him was very similar to Sauce Gardner's. I'm not saying he'll have the same success as Sauce Gardner, but I'm not going to limit someone's success because they came out of a smaller conference. Fred talks Pooh Bears. This could be a fun show. Can't be worse than Okuda. That's a +1. It's going all right. It bad for a Friday Eve, LOL. Yeah, the news is slow. Um, Again, it is a good landing spot for Okuda. Um, I hope they put him in the slot or the at the nickel or dime. He needs to develop more. If you go back and look at the top 20 or the top 10, even cornerback speeds tracked by GPS, which does it in miles per hour versus 40 time, and it's Rakestraw and Arnold plays faster than their 40 times. Lions of the past couldn't get a great player in the first round, but Brad does on almost every player. Sorry I missed because I was at work. I was listening. Do you think VD is more excited about his Giants getting that Allen Robinson more than he was about Galladay? I don't know. Allen Robinson at one time was a very good, very fast contested catch guy for Chicago. Underwear Olympics is only part of the equation. Yep. Game film. Terrion Arnold and Ennis Rakestraw both play way faster than their 40 times. So I'm not as concerned as everybody thinks. But I have the feeling it'll either be Williams, the UDFA that we gave the guaranteed money, Traquan Smith, or possibly even Jalen Calhoun. My favorite sixth or seventh round gem of the draft, it's Christian Mahogany. Um, Him falling to the sixth round that far back to 210 like that, that was amazing. Uh, The kid is a baller. He's a grinder. He's a road grader, and he's also pretty decent in pass protection, seeing how he didn't give up any sacks last year, despite having one leg shorter than the other, because it makes him perfect for the right guard position. I believe he's the right guard of our future. He's supposed to be a late second, early third round pick, and he fell all the way to the sixth round because of that leg, because he has no versatility. Before you all leave, hit the like button, give JB his kudos. Thank you, Brent. Oh, on another team, uh, the Jets getting Stiggers just before the sixth round at pick 199. That irritated the hell out of me. That's essentially at that compensatory pick, a sixth round pick at that point. And I think he'll be great. Brendan Rice, Brendan Rice in the seventh round. I never thought I'd see that. Never in a million years did I think Brendan Rice was falling to the second, seventh round. I was praying we'd trade up and get him. I wanted to trade back into the seventh round and get Brendan Rice. I mean, how good is that secondary? If you go by RAS of who they have on it, with Sauce Gardner, who had a 9.8. Now they got Stiggers added to it, who was a 9.3. One of their safeties had a 9.2. The other corner was a 9.4. And they had one that they drafted a few years back that was a 9.7, if you just go by relative athletic score. They should have an amazing secondary to go with a good front seven. The Jets low key stole everybody that Von Doom wanted just before they picked, if you remember right. He bitched the entire draft. Jets draft well at CB. Day two, I think the steal of the draft was getting Cooper DeJean to the Eagles. Them trading up ahead of the Packers to steal another corner that they wanted. Yes! Twice in the same draft, they lost the defensive back they wanted. Think about that. There is a lot of super athletic QBs. I am not going to take anything away from Lamar Jackson, Justin Fields. They're fast, and they should be able to outrun your DBs. They should be able to outrun your linebackers. The problem is we don't spy. We should either put our Viper safety or one of our speedier linebackers, aka Jack Campbell, in a spy for mobile and athletic quarterbacks. But it is that time of the day where we tell our favorite fan base how we really feel about them. It's FTP. What does that stand for, everybody? That's right. It's Fuck the Packers. Von Doom style. Or Fuck the Packers. I love doing that. Then check out Gloss Negron, the best window tinner and auto detailer in Saginaw. Give them a call to set your appointment. 99-443-9240. Because we all know those cloth seats, when you're sweaty getting out of work, they absorb all that swamp ass and he can get that smell right out. Smoke smell too, for those of us that are smokers. Personally use my window all the time and it doesn't smell as bad in my car because they don't have ashtrays in them anymore. Make it look like this Audi or this 300 C class. Last but not least, check out Brandon's Tire at the corner of South Grand Traverse and West Atherton Road. 602 West Atherton Road is the address. Come on in and check us out. Best prices on new tires. Give us a call. Get that quote. 810-233-8230. Talk to George Red or myself for your quote. And best prices on used tires if you need tires just to get you by till you can afford those new ones. Mention this ad, get $10 off when you have a set installed. All used tires start at $40 and up, depending on size and condition of the tire. It's been a great morning. I'm going to get ready for work. I got a couple errands to run. I love talking football. I love talking with you guys. I was starting to get scared. I didn't know the notifications didn't go out, but I did wake up late. That's partially my fault. I didn't even create the show till 10:30 this morning. Had my coffee, had a smoke, came right down to hang with you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. It all starts right here. Boom. National TV, the cheesehead was crying because he wanted Cooper DeJean. The Lions fan Condetti trolled him in epic fashion. He will live in infamy. And guess what else? You remember the cheesehead that got ragged on? I thought DBs were defensive backs, corners, and safeties. Yes, they are. And I did specifically say corners first, but linebackers are the second line of defense past the D line, is why I added them in that. DBs are your third line of defense. The first line is the front line, the defensive line. Then it's your linebackers, then it's cornerbacks, and it's safety. It's one, two, it's a four-stage defense. But thank you for watching, everybody. I think we're going to be much better off than we were. Don't forget to spade and neuter your